sorry. I'll be all right in a minute. We're going to start our school board meeting for Prince Edward County, and we're glad that you're all here. All right. Ms. Patrick, you want to certify?
Yes, ma'am. So this roll call vote is to certify that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempt from open meeting requirements under the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening to the closed session were heard, discussed, or considered during the closed session. Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Stiff?
Yes.
Ms. Kimbrough?
Yes.
Ms. Carson?
Yes.
Mr. Tackett?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Do you need a motion? No. Come out of closed session.
No, ma'am. You marked it open. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let's please stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're on number 7, additions to and approval of the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda.
Second. Second, all right. All in favor? Okay. Awards, recognitions, and accommodations? None tonight? Okay. And we'll go ahead and move to public participation. And we have one person signed up. Let me get to that. Miss Eugenia Lomax,
Yes.
would you come to the podium? Please state your name and your address.
Yes. My name is Eugenia Lomax. My address is 67 Carroll Way. I live in Rice, Virginia.
Before you start, I need to tell you a couple more things. Guidelines for public comment. The purpose of the public comment portion of the meeting is to direct the comments to the board or provide information. The board listens to each comment and does not engage in dialogue with the speaker. Comments should be respectful and demonstrate consideration of others by not referring to any specific person or personal incident. When the speaker's allotted time expires, the board chair will give you a signal and the speaker should conclude his or her remarks. Each participant has up to 5 minutes to speak. The superintendent will provide the speaker with a follow-up response on behalf of the board. Thanking you in advance for following this procedure, and your cooperation ensures that other individuals who want to share their comments will have the time to do it. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, thank you.
Well, I hope this is within a realm of everything. I wanted to discuss children's safety. There was an incident where my grandson was sent from his classroom to the office. I like to call them little cubbies, but you know, they're the children's classrooms now, the trailers. And he was asked by his teacher to go to the office to get referrals for 2 other children. Don't know who the children were, and no need to mention the teacher's name. But he went to the office to pick up the referrals, and there was an individual in the car with a little girl in the back seat. And she called him, and he, as he was taught, stranger danger, he ran to the office, and he had to ring the bell to get into the office. And as of today, we still don't know who this woman was, what her purpose was for being here. But he went in and he spoke to someone in the office. I'm assuming it's the person he was supposed to collect the referrals from, and they told him that he did the right thing by coming and tell. But why are the children at risk of crossing a public parking lot? Even though it's Prince Edward County Public School, it's still open to the public. Why are the children at risk of going to the office, is my question. Why can't an adult deliver, or the teacher pick up those referrals? Why put the children at jeopardy? And another incident, he was at the bus landing. Now I'm sure that there are teachers, school safety at the bus landing, but he was approached by another person showing him pictures. Well, of course I freaked out because I want to know, like, who was the woman, first of all, and second of all, what were these pictures? He mentioned to me that they were of children. So, living in the world that we're living in these days, it's different from when I went to school. I'm quite sure it's different from when any of you went to school. I asked him, did the children have clothes on? And he said, no, of course. That's his innocence. But he did say they had clothes on. But I have no idea who this person was that approached him at the landing, and I have no idea of the person who approached him in the parking lot. So this whole situation could have turned out completely, horribly wrong. So my concern is children shouldn't be put at that risk. Teachers, disciplinaries, anyone in the office. And unfortunately, the person in the office told him, you did the right thing. Next time, you do the same thing. I don't want there to be a next time, is my point. And I'm not being aggressive. I'm not being hostile. I'm just being a grandma. And I just think there needs to be a better solution to children safety in that area.
16 seconds.
I'm sorry?
You have 16 seconds.
Oh, still? Okay. Well, that's my biggest concern. I love Prince Edward. My daughter went here. I came here in the 9th grade for 1 year. Time up?
Time's up.
Okay. All right. So thank you for hearing me this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll follow up in writing, right?
Yes.
Yes, we will follow up in writing. Okay. No one else signed up, so we will move on with the agenda. Number 10. Do we have anyone who wants to speak to the budget? We are supposed to try and have a public hearing about the budget. This is time, now is the time if you want to speak about the budget for the coming school year. Seeing none, we'll move on. Consent agenda.
I make a motion, we accept consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, we'll go to number 2, action items. A, after prom committee request. Coach Bear?
Good evening, how are you all doing?
Great.
Thank y'all for having me here this evening. I'm here on behalf of the After Prom Committee to formally request for $3,100 for the After Prom to rent Main Street lanes, provide food and activities for the students after prom. The After Prom provides students with a safe, adult supervised and drug and alcohol free space for them to attend kind of in the wee morning hours there as prom subsides, and it's free of charge to them. You all have been very generous in supporting the After Prom. I just wanted to come here to kind of request it again, and I thank you all for the consideration.
When is the prom?
May 3rd.
Yes, thank you. I
Yes,
saw
ma'am.
it right there. Yes, sir.
Make a motion, we appropriate $3,100 to the, students for the after prom party.
I second.
Second? All right. All in favor? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a good prom.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have fun. All right.
Okay. Next one is on the program of studies. Ross?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, school board members, and Dr. Cox. Tonight I'm going to come before you, or this afternoon, come before you for a second read of the program of studies. But before you guys vote on it, there has been an addition to it. So if you can scroll down to page 74.
74?
74, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And on page 74, well, I'll take a second before I continue to let you guys have a chance to get there.
Fine arts.
I'm almost there. Okay.
Okay, this, we noticed this in between our last meeting and now, that this career explorations class, or the career investigation, was just 7th and 8th before, but we have taken that and broke it among all grade levels, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And so in 5th grade, they would start with the career exploration, and then 6th, 7th, and 8th, we had the career investigations, and Go Tech 1, Go Tech 2, and Go Tech 3 added.
So it's really on page 75.
Yeah, is it 70?
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
That's both.
Right there.
Yeah, it
That's
starts
where
in
you're
70.
talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all broke it into 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yes,
Okay.
and this edition basically aligns with the Virginia CTE resources guidelines, and so we're getting more in line with what they request or admonish. So we're getting more in line with what they're suggesting by doing this.
This is an elective at each school level, at each grade level?
Yes, ma'am. And some are 9 weeks, and some are semester based.
All right.
And that's the only change from when we talked about it before, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I move we accept the program of study as amended.
Second.
Second? All in favor? All right.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right. 12C, PECPS school calendar. Here.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the school board, and Dr. Cox. I am here tonight for us to actually vote on our school calendar. What I have done for you is I printed them out because there are 2 drafts. Thought it might be easier for you to look at them in paper. Otherwise be a tree gone. So here you have the 2 options, and also last month there was a synopsis page that kind of just told you the difference between the 2 calendars.
Thank you.
So,
So I'm actually actually recommending, and I'm gonna tell you why, I'm recommending we look at option 1, because pretty much everything that the committee discussed as priorities, as well as what we heard from the community, making sure that we protected like the Virginia Book Festival, Children's Book Festival and things like that, are in both calendars. One of the differences in option 1 is that we start not on a Monday. And that was a big, that was really something that the committee wanted. One calendar does start on a Monday for us to get the days in that we need, and that was giving us 2 extra days. That's option 2. Option 1 still gives us the recommended days, but it allows us to start on a Tuesday, and that is definitely a preference for the teachers as well as the students. First week of school is exhausting for everybody, but it's a lot to get the students back in a routine. So that's my recommendation, but we have both calendars for you to look at, but I am requesting that you vote to approve one of these calendars, and my recommendation would be option 1.
I'm sorry?
I would.
Okay.
I make a motion, we accept the recommendation of option 1.
I second.
All in favor? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Garrett, thank the committee for.
Yes.
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 A lot of work, and we thank you first of all for all of your hard work, but also, the calendar committee is just wonderful.
I will send them a message tomorrow to make sure that
All right, DSBA honor roll.
So this is where you nominate 3 businesses for the BSBA honor roll. One of the things y'all had asked us for, and you'll see it on the front page or some board docs, was kind of an explanation of some of the people that we had listed before, so we gave you that. So I think that's due by the end of this month.
Have a recommendation?
Any recommendations?
Do we, I don't suppose anybody knows who we've done in the past.
I got that for you guys.
Okay, that was so great.
I figured that was gonna be a question. So last year we had Central Southside Community Hospital, Farmville Firemen's Auxiliary, and the Prince Edward County Commonwealth's Attorney is the ones we had listed for last year.
Okay.
We have students that, as far as partnerships, I was just thinking of Haley, Haley Hollow and Ridge Animal Hospital. We have some,
And B&M has them, and has people that work in there too.
and B&M.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's what it says
greenhouse.
we have, the
Yeah.
greenhouse, we had, several of our ag students
Right.
Yeah.
there. But I mean, we have a lot, I wish we could do more than one.
If you do
Three.
More than 3, I meant more than 3.
Change my calculus.
Wrong word came out, more than 3.
So I had
What'd you have?
3 recommendations if you're interested.
You do? I
Yes,
do.
go ahead.
So,
What do you recommend?
So I had B&M Greenhouse, I had Prince Edward Animal Shelter, and I had Ridge Animal Hospital.
I'm good with those.
Can we trade one of the animal ones for Haley? Just so we're like diversifying the
Absolutely.
recognition, I guess.
Sure. Which
And hopefully
one?
the program still goes next year, and then next year we can kind of spread the wealth. Oh, I don't have a preference, I just, in general.
So which one do you like?
You're
Oh,
suggesting,
God, y'all forcing me for an answer.
Animal shelter.
How about
Go with animal shelter.
not Ridge, because they haven't,
I do Prince Edward.
do the, Prince Edward Animal Shelter, not Ridge this time, because I don't think Ridge has any students right now.
So I do B&M, Haley, and Prince Edward Animal Shelter.
that's
Yes,
fine.
that's exactly what I get.
Yes, it's good to me.
That's good.
Anyone else?
Jeez, twist my arm,
Any
man.
board?
And we can take care of 40 for you.
Okay.
We need a motion though, right?
Yeah.
Yes, can I have a motion?
I move that we do those 3 for our, BSBA
Business.
honor roll, business honor roll.
Second.
Second. All in favor? All right, thank you. to our school board code of conduct. And, Ms. Pepper, did you bring a blank one?
Yes, ma'am, this is the current one that you guys have on board docs that you signed previously.
Yeah, you need to sign it. Do you have one?
I do have one to be signed, yes, ma'am, as long as y'all aren't making any changes, I went on and got one for you to
No,
be
we're
signed.
not making any changes.
So we just need to vote, make a motion and a second to vote to accept it and then sign it.
I'll make a motion that we accept the VSBA Code of Conduct as presented.
Okay,
Second.
second. All right, all in favor? Will you pass that around so we can, sign it while
I'm gonna
we're
cut out these two, you wanna do it first?
We're gonna pass it around but keep going. 13 is off. Okay. 13 is, norms and protocols. These are our norms and protocols that we came up with last year. You remember those? Yes, we changed, we had little, but they are there, please. So read over them, and if you have questions, let me know, because next meeting we will vote on them, okay? All right. Middle school gym committee.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So thank you to everybody who reached out about the facility naming subcommittee or committee that we're having through the school board to talk about the gym floor and other facility names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 folks have volunteered to serve on the committee, and I won't read their names out, but you'll know who they are eventually. But 5 folks have volunteered to serve on the committee, so be expecting to hear from us here shortly, along with Lucy and myself as board representatives. That this is comprised of community members, members of the faculty and staff, and we will be going through and making justification for namings, and this is kind of in response to a few requests, but in large part, Coach Scott and the gym floor. So we'll be talking about that amongst other facility namings, and we hope to knock that out in the next kind of few weeks here. So be expecting to hear from us soon, and we'll hopefully have an update for you by the next board meeting and or recommendation. Is that probably right? Lisa will probably have a recommendation next, and for April.
For April.
Yeah, I can't imagine it'll take us much longer.
No, it won't take us long.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going down to number 14, elementary school construction update.
So do we have anyone from English here? Okay, I do have a report from those, and I can just list the things that they put on there.
Sure.
So we meet twice a month. We just met this past Tuesday. And as they relate, ongoing construction meetings twice a month. Abatement and demolition complete for buildings E and F. Building pad laid and striping the soil, underground utilities being placed, ongoing material color selection being made, sent from contractor, footings are being placed, playground and signage coordination is ongoing with Mr. Good and Ms. Vance. We are meeting again, I think one more time in March, and I actually think that's gonna be a walkthrough, because we're kind of beginning to think a little bit now about what summer might look like. And one of the things we are gonna do, Ms. Garrett and I talked about, we are gonna, now that we've approved the calendar, we are gonna forward the calendar to Mosley tomorrow, and so they can coordinate all of that with the elementary school. So we feel like it's going very, very well. So, and they, think their meetings are very, very good. So when we have meetings, it's Mosley representatives and English representatives. And I mean, it's a very extensive list of things. We have Mr. Good attend, Mr. Wilkerson, Mrs. Vance. I know Mr. Davis has been to some of those. So we feel like that the communication is good and that we're moving ahead. So.
Good. Okay. Thank you. Are there any questions for Dr. Cox? Okay. 14B, Mr. Crabtree, school weather station.
Good evening, Madam Chair, school board members, Dr. Cox. I'm very excited to announce the installation of a new weather system at the middle school. This station provides real-time, highly accurate weather data, including information on temperature, wind speed, humidity, and precipitation. And I have that up there. You can find it on our website. But beyond safety and logistics, the weather station also offers fantastic opportunities for education. Students can use it as a tool to explore science and STEM. They can engage in data analytics, conduct real-world experiments, and they can compare local data with broader forecasts or studying weather patterns. So I am excited for this. I hope our science and our STEM teachers will integrate this into their curriculum.
I'm glad it's up and running. Thank you so much for doing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, 14C. Dave?
Good afternoon, Dr. Carson, Ms. Carson, Dr. Cox, school board members. I'm here, we just got finished our federal review back in January for the food service department, and I just wanted to give you a brief overview of what it entailed and what it was about. The purpose of a federal review is to conduct a comprehensive review of the USDA school food programs, which here at Prince Edward we do breakfast, lunch, after school snacks, fresh and fruit vegetable program, and then we also do a summer feeding program, and then a few other small programs that we do in the 3 schools. This review ensures the participating in the school authority complies with the program's requirements. The comprehensive review is given every 5 years in Virginia. This evaluation includes both critical and general areas. The review process has an on-site and an off-site component, which starts several months before the on-site is here. So we started this review back in September before they came on-site in January. A lot of paperwork, a lot of scanning, research, and things that are sent to the Department of Education for this review. The off-site, it includes menu reviews, recipe reviews, the standards in nutrition, finances, as well as resource management, compliance with regulations, and also looking at state and federal laws to make sure we're covered those. During the 2-day on-site, the reviewer will oversee a breakfast and a lunch program, and then we'll give him a review of the kitchen and the sites so he can see what our program looks like in there. I have to say that our review was spectacular. In my 17 years here, I think this is the best review we've had. It was done at the elementary school. The one thing the reviewer did compliment on the staff, just not my staff, but the teachers, the administration, how he just felt it was just a friendly environment. People were asking questions. He didn't feel threatened. So he was very impressed with our staff and the students themselves, how polite they were. Some of the other highlights that they really talked about were the variety of fresh fruits and vegetables, the scratch cooking that we're doing now in our program. He also really took a note of the level of quality and how we're using a lot of local products every day in our program. So he was very impressed. Things that he does not see throughout the rest of the state that we're doing here. The menus were found to be appealing, were creative, met all the requirements that we're supposed to meet. Overall, the standards were great. Our financial management, with the help of Ms. Jones, was found to be excellent in order, reflecting responsibility and stewardship and resources. The reviewer also noted that the resource management practices are effective and very impactful to our program. So overall, it was confirmed that our aspects of our program, including menus, production sheets, nutritional standards, finance, resource management, met all the regulatory requirements. And I'm very proud to say our program not only met, but it exceeded the requirements set by the USDA state requirements and demonstrated our commitment to provide high quality nutrition for our students here at Prince Edward County. I actually was still working, but we do have a plan. So any findings they did find, we have to send, and they will be posted on the DOE website. So people can go and see what our program's about. So,
Thank you.
I have
Yeah.
a question for you.
sure.
What are the scratch, things you all are making over there from scratch?
So we actually make our own pizza now. We don't make the pizza dough, but we do get a pizza that's already out for us, and then we sauce it, we cheese it, we put the toppings on there, and then bake it in the oven so it doesn't come already pre-cooked. A lot of all of our casserole dishes, pasta dishes are all scratch made. We buy all fresh chicken, ground beef, and we're actually getting a partnership with, if you know that Five Pillars will be opening up across the street, hopefully in the next month, and we'll be purchasing ground beef from them. But for right now, we purchase from Shenandoah Valley, and we get chicken and ground beef from them. So, yeah, we still have the chicken nuggets, and you're not going to get rid of those things, you know. But we've tried to incorporate a lot more. And we did last year. Last year we had, if you've never heard of Chef Foundation, Chef Ann Foundation was here over about a 4-month period, and they did an assessment of our kitchens, all 3 of them. So they were really gave us some pointers, some fresh eyes to see some things we could do different in our kitchens and in our menus. So we're veering that way. Our goal is that we would like to at least have, if not over 50% of our menu items to be scratch cooked.
Thank you. Thank you. Show your child that said thank you.
Yeah, so if I could, before he sits down.
Yeah, please.
I don't know if this is good or bad, but I've sat through quite a few of these in life. Absolutely one of the best reports I've ever seen.
Thank you.
So my
Thank you.
compliments to you and to your staff.
Appreciate it.
And I think from all of us, please
Yes.
pass that along.
Yes.
And you really see, you know, the really nice thing is you really see that when you walk into the different cafeterias and things. So our compliments, thank you very much.
Yeah, the staff, as I always say when I come to the school board meetings, it's not me, it's the staff. They're the ones, I give them the tools, they take the tools and they make the product. So, you know, it's all about them. So, but thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're at academic discussion.
Madam Chair, members of the school board, Dr. Cox, I'm here to give you an update on a few things. The first thing I think is listed is the instructional hours. So I'm sure we're all curious where we fall now with the days we've missed with instructional hours. So VDOE requires 990 instructional hours for this school year. And of course, we know high schools are different. We always talk about high school differently, but let's just look at that as a whole. Currently, with the day that we missed, was that yesterday? Mm-hmm. Yesterday, we're at 1,085 hours. So we're still within the parameters. We have not hit the 990, so we're okay by hours. Where our difficulty comes in is with the high school with the 140 for the verified credit courses. So what the high school is doing is they are creating a new schedule for their final semester of the year, and they're going to add additional time. Where they're getting that time is at the end of the day they have an additional block they've been using right now for their clubs and for our character education program, which they have completed the curriculum for the year for that, and they've been using it for additional support for students. That block, they're going to actually split that time into the instructional block so that we are able to get 140. So that will allow us to be able to meet the requirements with the days that we have made, and then we need to possibly look at March 14th. March 14th right now is listed as a virtual teacher workday. I'm requesting that we use that to be the professional makeup day for February 21st. Because we have required professional development, we actually had people coming to our county to present professional development to our teachers. You know, we canceled school for that day, so we really need to find a way to work that back in. And rather than have the teachers stay in May to do that, we would like to use this day to make that up. So that is a request that I do have. So that's the instructional hours. The other thing I have here is the corrective action plan, so just kind of to give you an update of where we are. Just kind of so every month you're aware of where we are in the schools for the corrective action. You all should have minutes that shows the meetings with Dr. Shields. Dr. Shields is a liaison from VDOE that works with the school. He meets regularly with Mr. Foster and myself when I'm available, and it's every week. He will meet for a minimum of an hour and discusses quite a few things. A lot of things on what we could do to move forward. We really focus a lot on attendance, and then anywhere that he sees concern in the school or suggestions, he will give us suggestions, ways that we can help move forward. So that's been a good partnership we have had. You should be able to see what we've talked about at each of those meetings, and they vary depending on what comes from VDOE. That may be new information that we need to discuss. Like right now, a lot of the discussion is about testing and making sure we're using that time to the best of our ability. The additional supports that we do have a corrective action plan for the division that has been set in, and it was approved. So some of the things that we'll be working on with that also will be the supports that VDOE provided. We've talked to you all about the meeting that we had in December, and VDOE mentioned additional supports, so those supports are now coming. I have a literacy walkthrough meeting tomorrow with VDOE to decide how they work with that. Science supports for 5th and 8th grade, I had that meeting last week. Parent engagement supports, Dr. Cox and myself will be meeting next, I think in 2 Mondays for that. Our team has sat in on Zern webinars to make sure we are using that platform correctly. Recruitment meeting that Ms. Eanes Walton and myself had last week to see what other things that we may be, just to make sure we're hitting all the avenues that we can for recruitment. So those are additional supports that VDOE has laid out. And then the last thing will be that we know our middle school is a CSI school. So they have a plan, a comprehensive support plan, and so the Office of School Quality will actually come on site and just view where they are and see what they're doing, and that meeting will take place next week. And the middle school teachers are prepared for that, the staff, the administrative staff, the principal, they are all prepared, and they've been doing things that are in their plan. And so this meeting is just to kind of say, this is where we are, this is how we're having the plan do the work, and see what suggestions VDOE may have for that. So those are the updates that I have for school improvement. Yes.
On the 14th, the 13th is the end of the 9 weeks, right?
Yes.
Was the professional development that got canceled, was it an all-day long thing, or it was not like part of the day and they were gonna get to go to their rooms the rest of the day?
No, there's some things that we're required to do, and some of it will be like the handle with care training.
Sure.
So some of that needs to occur, that can't be done.
Part of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it can be done in part of the day, but then we have additional training.
Stuff. So it is gonna be an all-day long thing, because I was hoping that maybe we could have done half and half, just so they would have had time to do
And
grades and stuff.
we would love to do that too.
I know, I understand.
But
Okay.
hopefully they took some of the remote days that we had to do
That's
that.
right. Or the snow days.
Because there were 2 remote days.
Yes, there were, that's right.
So that's our hope.
Just thought I'd ask.
Okay, anything else?
I have a question. You were saying that we should be able to see the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Where would we see
I think
them?
they're agendas.
They're here. I'll show you.
Are they?
Talking about the agendas.
Yeah, so they're agendas. I'm sorry.
Oh,
They're not
Yeah,
minutes
yeah.
from the meeting, they're the agendas.
Oh, you
I
saw the
said-
agendas.
Sorry, I said that wrong.
No problem.
But that covers what's discussed in every meeting.
Okay, all right.
Any other questions? Ms. Garrett?
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your hard work as well.
Yes.
We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll find my text. There it is. All right, we're at 15,
It's moving right along.
calendar.
And that's me, right?
Yes, that's you.
Okay. So I'm gonna highlight some things on the calendar, if that's okay. Everybody has a copy. March 11th, we're presenting to school board, we're presenting to Board of Supervisors, and that's gonna be our budget. March 13th, I think someone already said end of the third 9 weeks. March 14th, we just went over, that's also report cards. March 19th, school board approves final budget. March 25th, superintendent submits local funding request to the county administrator, so that's a continuation of the 11th. And then March 26th, I did want to spend just a minute on, that is the SBA Southern Spring Networking Forum. That's at Rustburg Middle School, Rustburg, Virginia. And I did want to let you know that they have a program there called Champions for Impact. And one of the things they're asking is that each division have someone come and present CTE and different things like that. And I am pleased to say, there's Mr. Foster. I am pleased to say that Mr. Foster is going to represent us at that. So we thank you for that. And so I believe part of that's a panel discussion. We're awaiting some more details, but I think he'll be an excellent representative for Prince Edward. So kind of go from there. Okay. So I think that's it for the calendar. You've got correspondence, just confirming a lot of things we did at the last board meeting, includes reappropriations. And really that's the major thing from our report is that the regional forum's coming up, and tying into the calendar, a lot of our work now, of course, is budget. We had a budget work session earlier, and we'll be presenting that budget to the supervisors, and of course, refining and honing that as we go along. Happy to answer any questions.
Can I make a statement now? I think if you haven't signed up for it, board members, you haven't signed up for the form, please sign up. There's an application, a little fee, and we take care of the fee.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. If you just let me know you want to sign up, I can get you there.
Okay, good, because I'd like to have some Prince Edward people there.
I usually go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you sign?
Well, I'm just signed
Okay,
up.
you just-
So you want me to enroll you? Yes,
If
sir,
you
I can
would.
do that. Mm-hmm.
March 26th, and they have a wonderful food to eat, and I thought I'd put that in there. We have an art contest. I mean, the food is good. They're using those people they design, but anyway. And the school is beautiful, beautiful new school, a brand new school, middle school.
What time does it start?
5 o'clock. Then there's an art contest going on, and then the students, they really, all of these forums, they want the students to be involved as much as possible. But they're really, I hope that you will be able to come. Especially since I'm the chair of Region 8, I'd appreciate it if you would be there, okay? All right. And if you want to go together with a group of people or whatever, so maybe we can get a car, run a car sitting out here in the parking lot.
Do I need to register you as well as you being a speaker or no?
Yes, I am. I am a speaker. All right. Thank you for letting me have those 2 minutes. Okay. Superintendent's report?
That
That was it?
Well, the form, the budget, and the calendar.
Yeah.
So I think budget's been what we've been working on mostly.
All right. Board member comments before we move on? Yes, sir.
Promise to be quicker than last time. So the first Senate Bill 1307, which is a sales tax bill, has been sent to the House, to the Senate, to the governor's desk. So if you were looking to support schools and school funding, this would give us the ability to choose if we want to raise a 1% sales tax to go towards school capital improvement projects. The deadline is March 24th for it to be signed or vetoed or whatever else, but please make calls and support that if you're looking for ways to support the school. That's 1307. I'm not sure the House correspondent, but it's the same bill, essentially. Second is March, Happy Women's History Month to all of our women here, and especially our 3 board members. So Zora to my right, and Susan, our vice chair, and Lucy, our chair. So we appreciate y'all and everybody and all that y'all do for us and for the county. And again, like I said, I wasn't gonna be long. I can name a bunch of people, but I'll save that for next time. I have completed the MOU between the museum and Prince Edward. Hopefully we can do that next month or something like that. But I just didn't want that to be forgotten or people in the comments that like, where's the MOU? But it is completed. And then lastly, just want to commend all 3 schools really on the attendance and the improvement in attendance But not just showing up with enthusiasm. I mean, I feel it in my household. If I hear pizza with the principal one more time, I'm going to buy pizza and come eat pizza with the principal myself. But it certainly has made a significant difference for us. And she was never bad about going to school, but this extra 10-25% energy in the mornings, like I can't miss because pizza with the principal. Like, Caroline, if you're sick, you gotta stay home. She's like, I'm not sick. It's like, okay, yes ma'am. So just want to commend the school for their efforts and improving that attendance. And I think it is reaping some good benefits. So thank y'all for what y'all do.
I'd like to commend the schools for all of the accomplishments from the different teams. You've seen in the paper and social media, our middle school basketball, as far as their great season and accomplishments in the tournament. Our Lady Eagles, they'll be competing in the state tournament. And also the swim team. They have individuals that have qualified to go on and represent Prince Edward County at the state. So again, all the student athletes, all the coaches and all the families, and the support that's across the whole school community and families that go into it.
Any other?
I'm just gonna ask this board to work with me when we have break days off to try to reschedule on the day that I'm able to make it.
Don't take it personally.
No, but I'm just,
Yeah, I appreciate
kinda
that,
working.
I appreciate that.
It's kind of
Yeah,
hard to turn around the day all of us in one day.
in one day, okay. We will keep that in mind. I'm glad you're here.
I have one statement,
Uh-huh.
might turn into 10, but I'll keep it at one. I am very concerned about our CTE program. Please let all of us put forth an element of focus to increase the offerings in our CTE program. Times are crazy, kids need some assurances of a skill or something that they will be able to use to make a living. We need to act now and not let them slip through the door again and get beyond high school and wonder, what am I going to do now? I remember hearing a kid when asked what was he going to do, and I think this was last year, may have been the year before last, but I think it was last year. What was he going to do when he graduated? And he stood up in the middle of the auditorium and said, honestly, I don't know. I don't ever want to hear that again. So please, can we focus some energy into our CTE program and its offerings to help our students? That's it.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Okay, brings us to. Go back to closed session. Go back to closed session for about 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
We don't have to read it again if.
Whatever, we're going back in for just a one.
Just one, okay, you want me to say? Okay.
So she has to say that again.
college and our
Schools.
or whatever, whoever we can get.
Always remember that
If
day.
they don't need
It's
to.
actually, it's today, March sixth, yeah, March sixth, 5 years ago. I called 5 years ago.
Okay, so we're over. Here we go. Okay. 6:45. Okay. So I'm gonna do another roll call vote, to certify that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempt from open meeting requirements of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening to the closed session were heard, discussed, and considered during closed session. Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Stiff?
Yes.
Ms. Kimbrough?
Yes.
Ms. Carson?
Yes.
Dr. Corbett? Mr. Tackett?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Okay.
I move that we adjourn.
Okay, we don't need to do anything on the, there's no votes to accept.
Oh, no, we do, sorry, yes.
For the campus, what's your
Sorry, I move that we accept,
The person who-
personnel report as, presented.
Second.
You second? All right, all in favor?
You abstain, okay?
And then we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Okay,
Alright.
so.
All in favor, see you.
Yes.
I'll let you know when I hear something.
Okay.